Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss book 25 in R.L. Stine's Goosebumps original series. Attack of the Mutant came out November of 94. Book 25 in our 62 run of the original Goosebumps series. We're plowing through these. Conveniently, I had more time on the weekend to read. So the last one we did, I think, was a day and a half. And this one we did in a day and a half. I'm very proud of myself. But it's funny because one of my friends who's an avid reader, she hadn't read in a very long time, and we're talking about one of my friend coworkers at my second job, and I was saying, oh, have you started reading again? Because she used to read constantly, and she hasn't read in a very, very long time, many, many months, and I hadn't seen her in a while. So we're talking, and I'm like, yeah, I got to read 80 pages yesterday. I felt so accomplished. And she's like, yeah, I read 12 books in the last 2 weeks. And I said, oh, well, I feel like an idiot now. It's just so funny because by me saying 80 pages is a lot, that's a lot for me. And to hear somebody else say that they read 12 books in 14 days, which is roughly a book a day, and we're not talking Goosebump books, we're talking novel books. I don't have in arm's reach a novel book. But can I reach? I'm going to stand and reach. It's the first one I could reach. Red, White, and Royal Blue movie coming out very soon. This is she's reading novel books. So Red, White, and Royal Blue, as a reference point, is 421 pages. So she can read a book a day, a novel book, not a Goosebumps book. This is what, a quarter of a book. It's my accomplishments are my own accomplishments. Your accomplishments are your own accomplishments. Red, White, and Royal. I can't say the words. Red, White, and Royal Blue. Hysterical that this became part of the review for Attack of the Mutants. But can't wait for this movie. This movie's going to be incredible on Prime. Anyway, 80 pages yesterday. Finished the book today. Very proud of myself. Pat on the back. More than I've done in the past in regards to I've been going through these books very quickly, and I like that they're 100 and something pages long. This one in particular is 117. I think the most was 130 something. I like that it's in that chunk because it's like an episode of a show. It's not 400 something pages of a book, which again is incredible, and the movie's going to be incredible, but I like how fast these go because my attention span's very short, so I can focus quickly on this, and I'm happy about that. So Attack of the Mutants, right? Attack of the Mutant, book 25. What's up with this random caped crusader? What's up with this random pink building with some green rooftops on the top? So Skeeter Matthews is our main character, 12-year-old Skeeter Matthews. His real name is Bradley Matthews. He does not go by the name Bradley. He goes by the name Skeeter. So Skipper, not Skeeter, Skipper. I was thinking of Doug for some reason. Skipper Matthews, whose real name is Bradley Matthews. Skipper Matthews is a 12-year-old boy, reads comic books. One of his favorite is about the Masked Mutant, right? And so the Masked Mutant is a story. But then one day, Bradley's on the bus, Skipper's on the bus, going to town to visit his orthodontist to get his braces retightened. And it was funny how that was referenced. It was like, my teeth got too comfortable and now the orthodontist wants to cause me more pain. I just thought it was a cute little whip. A quip? That's the word. A quip for a 12-year-old's perspective in regards to the orthodontist. And so Skipper's on the bus. He meets this random girl, Libby, and he is just talking to her for a long time, and he misses his stop. So he gets off on her stop, and she lives by this, industrial building. But he's looking at the building, and he's like, this is the main headquarters of the Masked Mutant in the comic book I read. And she's like, you're an idiot. That's not a thing. But it's the same pink stucco building with green rooftops. And he's like, why would this be here? This makes no sense. This is not unless... Then he's talking to one of his friends, and the friend's like, well, maybe the story is based on this building, that maybe the writer is actually nearby. And he's like, all right, well, that makes more sense. So Skipper and Libby eventually go into the building, and there's nobody there. Giant skyscraper, nobody's there. And they wind up in the basement, and they see this whole, warehouse basically of where comics are made, and there's storyboards and crumpled papers and things, and Skipper's seeing his character, he himself as a character on these storyboards, and he's freaking out. So Libby's like, you're losing your mind. So then they leave. He then eventually breaks back in. His parents don't believe him. Nobody believes him. So he then is trying to see what's going on, but the next time he's there, it's gone. And then he gets the newest edition of the comic book, and then the masked mutant in the comic is saying, oh, I had to put the invisibility cloak on so nobody sees it. And then Skipper's like, huh. So him and Lemmy go back, and then they walk through the veil, and then the building appears, and he's like, boom, boom, boom. So it's a big reveal. It's a matter of, well, this is actually happening, and the book is based on the real-life events, but why am I now a character in this? How did this happen? First time they walked in, there was a scanner going on, which scanned his molecules and made him into a comic book character. But he didn't realize that that's what was happening. So he has to help the Leaping Gazelle, or whatever that other hero's name is, who was captured by the masked mutant, and then the Gazelle runs away, and then it's just the masked mutant versus Skipper, and then he winds up being saved by Libby, who has this fake toy gun, but she's like, well, obviously, if this is, a comic book and not real life, then this toy gun is actually a molecule eraser. So then she shoots it at the masked mutant, who then disintegrates. And then it's revealed that Libby herself is actually the masked mutant, who can change his molecules into various solid objects, human, animal, and or objects. So it's revealed that the masked mutant that we thought was destroyed is actually just a worker, Molecule Man, of Masked Mutant, and that Masked Mutant is a villain, and then that's why he's just destroying people. So then he reveals that Libby never existed, that he was aware of Skipper, and that Skipper is his true nemesis now, and so he had to get away to get Skipper to the building, that way they can't have the show off. And then Skipper's like, haha, but I'm not actually Skipper Matthews, I'm actually the Elastic Boy from this planet, and we can't have two of the same of us on the same planet, and my story is going to be better than yours, whatever, right? That kind of thing. And then they were talking about how Elastic Boy's, means of destruction is sulfuric acid. And so Molecule Man smirks, and he turns into sulfuric acid, and then seeps through the carpet because it's acid, and then Molecule Man is no more. The key is that the 12-year-old tricked the Molecule Man, tricked the masked mutant, who turned into different molecules, because the masked mutant can change his molecules from solids, but if he turns into a liquid, he can't reform. That's the mythology in this. And so obviously the masked mutant is gone, no more. But then after the conclusion, Skipper goes home, hangs out with his sister Mitzi, they have chocolate cake. He accidentally slips and he cuts his hand, but instead of blood coming out, it's ink. It's red, yellow, blue, and black ink coming out. And he's like, oh no, am I actually now a comic book character? Is this actually real? Is the fictitious life the real life? What's real, right? What is this Matrix effect? It was very neat. It was very quick. It was very what happens next. So I'm very curious if Skipper comes into future endeavors in regards to being a comic book character. Is he actually going to turn into an Elastic Boy? Is he going to create more characters of himself? Who knows? So very quick, very fun, very agreeable. The pink building with the green roof is referenced. It's on the cover. There's the masked mutant here with his cape. It's there. I have no discrepancies. Who would have thought? I'm very happy with this book. Book 25, Attack of the Mutant, R.L. Stine's Goosebumps original series, came out, what did I say? November of 94? I'm just going to refresh the memory here. And I did say November of 94. We got this. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.